Hey friends, it's me, Micah. This is the Homestead Bandwagon. Today we're talking about the 6 things you gotta do when you're buying a tractor. Now, many videos are out there on this subject, okay? But most of them do 5 tips. I'm giving you 6. That's 20% more around here at the Homestead Bandwagon. We are innovators. Now, there's also some videos offering 10 pieces of advice when buying a tractor, and I'm here to tell you, that's just too much. 6 is the perfect number. Let's get to work here. I will tell you right now, there is a lot of junk out there on the market, and a lot of times we go, man, this tractor is a really expensive purchase. Let's just buy something cheap, it'll be fine. It is gonna cost you in the end. Do not be, what is it called? Penny smart and pound foolish. That tool, buy the right tool the first time. You know, don't buy 3 or 4 tractors. I've got a guy who did that. He bought a tractor from me. He had bought 4 or 5 tractors before he came to me. And they all broke down. They were the cheapest pieces of trash you could find. $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 tractors. He kept breaking them, 1 a year. In the amount of money he spent to buy those 4 or 5 tractors, he could have bought one halfway decent tractor. And I'm not saying you got to buy new. You can buy something used. The innovations, the technology, the ability of these tractors has increased so much even in the last 10 years, even in the last 5 years, that you'll be amazed at what you can do with a newer tractor as compared to a old piece of junk used tractor. And be careful on those gray market tractors. You know, the ones where the price is just too good to be true. A lot of times they're shipped in crates to the States as parts, then reassembled as sold as tractors. Good luck getting any more parts for those things. You have to buy 2 or 3 of them just to have the parts laying around to fix them. So don't buy a cheap piece of junk. Buy something decent the first time. You got to test drive the machine. If you're at a dealer, especially if you're at the dealer and they won't let you try out this tractor, maybe go to another dealer. There are so many things your body comes into contact with on a tractor, and it can be dangerous. I've seen, for example, loader joysticks that hit me in the knee. I can't curl or lift my bucket without hitting my knee while I'm using the hydrostatic pedals. That's a huge problem. You know, what if something's interfering with you stopping the tractor? Sit on the machine, operate the stuff, move all the sticks, touch all the stuff. Make sure nothing's rubbing on you, touching you. You know, you want to be able to fit on that machine and be able to operate the machine. And sometimes it's just kind of nice to see if, you know, it feels a little bit too much herky-jerky for you. Maybe you don't want that machine. You're going to be married to that thing for 20 years. Test drive that tractor. Now, if you've watched any of these other videos on, you know, things to avoid when buying a tractor, things you got to do when you're buying a tractor, almost all of them will say the same thing, but I've got to pound that drum too. Size matters. So, you know, if you're thinking about a certain size of a tractor, probably just get one size bigger. You can never make the tractor grow, right? And you don't want to trade that tractor in or sell that tractor and buy another tractor. It's going to cost you money. The tractor always needs to be just a little tiny bit bigger than you thought you were going to need. I've never had somebody buy a tractor and say, oh, I wish I would have bought a smaller tractor. Actually, there's one guy who did. He has like 2 acres and he bought a 75 horse tractor, but he still loves the thing. I offered to trade it back in for full price. He said, absolutely not. It's a little too big sometimes, but I still love it. So you got to buy a bigger tractor. It's so important. I did a video on that topic, and we'll put a link to that in the description. Maybe one up here or up here. I don't know how to do technology, but buy a bigger tractor than you think you need. In this day and age, I'm surprised I even need to say this, but I still get this question on a pretty regular basis. Do I need to get a loader? Yes, you need to get a loader, absolutely. There is very little benefit to not buying a loader except saving a couple bucks, and the cost savings are small compared to the effort savings you get by having this loader. It's like buying a truck and not having a bed on the back of it. I'm looking at you Honda Ridgeline owners. Just why would you buy a tractor without a loader? This was one of the greatest innovations that ever happened to tractors. And you can put stuff on this front end to replace this bucket. So not only is this an incredible thing for scooping and moving and adjusting stuff around, it saves your back. It's way cheaper than a back surgery to buy a loader. You can put forks on there. You can put a grapple on there. It is amazing to me all the things that this loader allows you to do with your tractor. Even if you had to sacrifice, say, buying a box blade, you can use this to help you grade. Buy the loader. There is no reason not to get the loader. The tractor doesn't do you much good at all without the loader. You got to get wheel ballast in your tires. Some people will disagree, and they are completely wrong. Tractors have no respect for you. You have to have respect for them. And one of the top things you could do to keep yourself safe is have as much weight on the back of this tractor as possible. When you're using your loader, it is trying to tip you forward the whole time you're using it. If you have weight in your tires, it's free weight. It doesn't put any extra stress on any components of the tractor. It gives you more traction. Lower center of gravity, so if you go over a little hump or a bump, that tractor doesn't go flipping over. There are so many people who've gotten injured on tractors from those machines just flipping on them. You don't have time to think when something like that happens. The wheel ballast can really help prevent that, and it's relatively inexpensive. Now, obviously you want to have something on the back too. You want to have as much weight as low as possible on a tractor to keep those wheels on the ground, but wheel ballast is the #1 way to make sure that you stay safe on your tractor, because you want to use the thing for 20 years. You don't want to be in a hospital bed for 20 years. Last but not least, buy the dealer, not the brand. And what I mean by that is, everybody will say, John Deere's the best, Kubota's the best. That's basically what everybody says. But I think Kioti's great. I think LS tractors are great. You could have the greatest tractor ever built, in your opinion, but your dealer stinks. They won't give you service support. They won't give you parts support. They treat it like trash when you bought the machine. Maybe they could have noticed a flaw in your reasoning when you were going to buy your tractor and saved you thousands of dollars and hours or years of agony by suggesting a little adjustment. I've had people who weren't buying the right tool for the job, and I said, I'd rather you just didn't buy this thing than buy the wrong one, even if it costs me money. It's not always about the money. A lot of times it's about the relationship. And you're going to be married to your dealer for a long time. A lot of people say, I'll never need my dealer. I'll do my own work. There's going to come a day where you need a dealer. I see those very same people who say that on Facebook and forums and stuff like that, begging for somebody to find a solution for them because they told their dealer to F off and their dealer won't give them the time of day. Find somebody you can have a good relationship with that you trust. Visit them a couple times. Ask them if you can see their service department. Don't do it on a Friday. Don't do it on a Saturday. Do it on a day where it's not so busy. Maybe take a couple days off and visit the dealer when they're a little slower, when they could spend a little time with you, and get to know them. Is this somebody you want to do business with? Is this somebody you want to have a relationship with? Because I guarantee you at some point you're going to need that dealer to support you. And that dovetails into don't buy a stinking tractor at Walmart. For goodness sake, this is a huge purchase. It's massively expensive. You got to have a dealer to back you up. And if you have a good dealer, they will. They'll give you warranty support. They'll give you service support. They'll give you parts support, stuff that you can't really put a dollar sign next to. And cutting your local dealer's throat to go save $100 down the road, not always the best way to start that relationship. And I'm not saying they won't help you in the future, but boy, they might just not have you first in line when you need a hand. Beyond that as well, a lot of problems I see on tractors when people buy them is if you have a kind of crummy dealer, maybe they don't do the initial setup very well. And that tractor always has loose bolts and stuff. It's just a big annoyance. Let's find a dealer who cares about their customers enough to do the job right the first time. Buy from those guys, because I can guarantee you no matter what brand you buy, you're going to have a problem someday. There's not a single brand that has never had problems. But if you have confidence in the dealer and confidence in that tractor because of the dealer, you'll be better off in the long run. All right, y'all, take it easy out there. We will see you around.